And we're back. This is Steve with the Downbelow RPG, a narrative-based RPG without any random design elements in task resolution and a cyberpunk twist. Joining me is Ian.
Hello, and today I shall be asking Steve a question about the setting, which is mostly his wheelhouse. So, Steve,
Yes.
We've had some reader feedback, and we have one question from the readers. We had a little bit of an impression that we buried the lead on what interesting jobs are in the setting, because we tried to answer the question of what jobs are there that people will encounter in the space elevator and on the island that the Yggdrasil space elevator is on, but we had some feedback that people are more interested in what are some roles that PCs can take on that are unique and interesting in this world. So how about if you give me a few roles in the next 5 minutes that are unique to this setting that PCs can take on?
So yeah, I'm going to try to do 5 rolls in 5 minutes. Here we go. Let's see how far I get. PC role number 1, something you don't see an awful lot, identity launderer. Many crime syndicates have money laundering facilities. This is where you take the dirty money and turn it into clean, usable money that it cannot be traced back to dirty activities. In this system, this setting, money is not directly as important as an individual dollar is. Instead, it's an identity's access to money. There is, in fact, a thriving industry in people who obtain illicit identities, launder those identities, and hand them off to people such as your PCs, such as perhaps being your PCs, to launder, make it look clean, and hand it off to something else. There's a lucrative business in this, and that is definitely a PC opportunity.
One fast clarification about that. So you're taking these from somewhere. Do these come from real people, and do you have to kill those people?
That is really possibly up to the player. Sometimes they're manufactured and they're cleaned up because of that. Sometimes they exist, sometimes they don't exist. Sometimes an identity launderer by another name is an assassin. This actually leads me to interesting job number 2, the character assassin. In a social media connected world, perception is reality. And so something that a lot of player characters might make an entire living doing is actually cogently and coherently slandering, libeling, and otherwise defaming someone so that their identity is not currency.
So you're saying they might actually make a living being online trolls?
Yes, actually I am. This is more interesting than it sounds, because to do this, you have to actually have the dirt to spread the dirt, or manufacture the dirt to spread the dirt. You can't just say things about people. You have to have the pull to make those things stick.
You provide the pictures, I'll provide the scandal.
Exactly. Moving into some more traditional roles that still have an interesting twist. Most settings have couriers. Downbelow also has couriers, but these couriers do not usually carry things. These couriers usually carry people. There is a thriving business to be made in Downbelow as a personnel courier. Basically, to travel through any of the mass transit facilities, you need an identity. You cannot ride the bus if you're not a person. Most people in Downbelow, for one reason or another, do not have a fully functioning, valid identity. Some people don't really have one at all. See the first possibility there. Side note, it's entirely possible to end up in Downbelow because your identity was disassociated from you and assigned to someone else. I'm sorry, you're not Bob now, he's Bob. So, what happens when you need to get somewhere and you can't licitly get there? You can hire a courier whose entire job is to get you through blockades, get you through checkpoints, unnoticed, undetected, unfined, and unarrested.
This also helps with people who are trying to move places secretly, and so it seems like the role of courier also crosses over with a role of privacy manager, because privacy is something that is difficult to arrange and only sort of kind of exists in a interconnected world like this.
This is true, but that's not the one I'm going to talk about next. The next one that I'm going to talk about is the role of negotiator. What is often found in a very interconnected world is people talking at other people and not really understanding what they're saying, what they want. A key PC role is a professional negotiator. You don't have a stake in this. You are hired by one side to get specific concessions from another side and empowered to use certain means based on the contract to get those results.
How is this different from a traditional face roll?
A traditional face roll is very, very simple. In a traditional face roll, you are the face and the representative of your group. You represent your group to the interests. Bringing Shadowrun in for a moment, the face is usually the negotiator for your group to Mr. Johnson. I have this thing that you want. What is the price that I'm going to get from you for this thing? We need these tools for this job. What are you going to charge us for these tools? The face is usually not directly hired by person A to convince person B of something. The negotiator's entire job is person A hires me to get concessions from person B, and person B might well need, for those concessions, might need something from person C, and person C wants something from corporation D, and corporation D wants something from entity E, and so on
sounds like
down the
they're
chain.
also a professional networker. So
Exactly.
real fast, because we're close to out of time, what's the fifth roll?
The fifth role you actually covered.
So it's the privacy manager trying to hide certain things in a high interconnectedness world.
These are the people that erase digital footprints, erase actual footprints, clean up crime scenes, and otherwise make things look squeaky clean and you were never there.
Or just arrange half an hour to actually have a really private moment with your girlfriend, and especially your wife doesn't know.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thanks for falling through the cracks with us this week. I'm Ian.
I'm Steve.
And we'll be back tomorrow.